And so it was, late in the 20th century, that a pox fell upon the land, a plague of home videos that were limited in intelligence. There was brain drain, and terminal boredom swept the countryside. The maker looked down and was not pleased by what he saw. He said, "This is not good." And so it was. He brought forth Genesis, a system with twice the power, twice the intelligence, twice the challenge, twice the fun. Only a chosen few were called forth to experience this new dimension of high-definition graphics and stereo sound. And the maker saw what he had done and said, "Now that's not bad. Discover Genesis, and your world will never be the same."
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do? And what if you don't have blast processing?
Genesis does
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does
16-bit sports action.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
Get Joe Montana free, Pat Riley free, Buster Douglas free, Super Monaco GP free, or Collins free.
Genesis does.
What Nintendo don't? Buy a 16-bit Genesis system between now and October 31st and get an extra game.
Gotta go.
Hey, guy, you're the first serious gamer I've seen all morning. Check this out. Brand new 16-bit Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. Wow!
Oh, what's this one?
Oh, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog from Sega Genesis. Hey, look at these radical colors, huh?
Wow, Sonic's fast, too.
No, over here.
I like Genesis, and it costs a lot less.
Wait, kid, that game
I'll
there.
take Sonic and Genesis.
I knew that.
Sonic the Hedgehog. More action, more speed. Sega Genesis. It's a whole lot more for less.
Young Bobby Engels has a problem. He needs to earn the respect of his peers. So he gets Sega Genesis, the ultimate action system. And then he buys Mortal Kombat, the arcade edition, and the all-new Shinobi 3, and Marvel's X-Men. Now, things are pretty much okay.
I said chocolate chip. Say it. Say it.
Got a Sega Genesis? Cool. Want to rule your friends for the rest of their pathetic little lives? Then call now to get hooked into Sega Channel, the coolest way to get your games. You'll get wicked new stuff that's only on Sega Channel. Up to 50 ripping games a month for less than 50 cents a day. So get a phone, get a parent, get them together. Because if you want Sega Channel, they've got to call. Get hooked in to Sega Channel.
If you were colorblind and had an IQ less than 12, then you wouldn't care which portable you had. Of course, you wouldn't care if you drank from the toilet either. Game Gear.
Machine has appeared in homes across America.
Double and redouble his power. 32.
6 times more powerful than 3DO.
Alright, baby.
40 times more than Super NES.
Hey, yo! There is no 32-bit Super NES. Are we gonna see the games or what? Show me! Increase the power of the unit 40 times. Thank you.
$2 an hour. He said, Gerardo, he's a killer. Dracula from Sony Image Stars. Sure, it's just a game.
Who does the first ever 8-meg game, the ultimate in gameplay, voted Game of the Year?
Genesis does.
Who does the third generation of the hot arcade hit Shinobi and lifelike 16-bit graphics?
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
Who gives you 2 stereo speakers free so you hear the great stereo sound of Genesis?
Genesis does.
Just buy any 3 Sega Genesis brand games before March and get 2 stereo speakers free.
Do unto others as others do unto you. New Vectorman 2, only on Sega Genesis.
Eternal Champions is gonna eat your old fighting games for lunch. No wonder it has 9 huge warriors, 3 training modes, and over 315 martial arts moves. Bon appetit. Eternal Champions, only on Sega Genesis.
The new neighbors are moving in. Maybe they'll have someone you can play with.
The only thing better than having a new Sega Genesis would be getting your hands on tons and tons of games, like Pink Panther, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and McDonald's Treasureland Adventure.
Do you want to play Sega Genesis?
Sega Genesis and game cartridges sold separately.
Stop just watching TV. Welcome to Sega Channel. It's cable, but you don't watch it, you play it. Your Genesis is hooked up to about 50 games a month, like Sonic and Knuckles, Earthworm Jim, and Super Street Fighter 2. Get secret tips and test drive new games before they're out. Pay what you want for as long as you want for 1 monthly fee. Sega Channel. Stop just watching TV.
Yeah. You feel it, baby?
Yo! What are you doing? Pick up the pace. Get busy. Do it.
Yeah.
Hey! Is anybody out there?
Hey, take my videos.
Now that's tight. Word.
Hey! You still don't have a Sega CD? What?
Yeah, Doc, been playing Virtua Fighter on my Genesis 32X. Yeah, it's got all the arcade characters, 7 camera views, it works. I thought I should get my head checked out, make sure there's no damage, man. Hey, Doc, shark, man, shark.
Virtua Fighter on the Genesis 32X.
Genesis brings you the 16-bit arcade challenge with Ghostbusters. 16-bit thrills in Ghouls and Ghosts. And 16-bit arcade action with Forgotten Worlds. Gruesome ghosts, ferocious foes, battles of power, of magic and might. Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghostbusters and Forgotten Worlds are for the Genesis system. Sega Genesis brings the arcade experience home. Games sold separately.
Some days, you're just on form. You take Sonic to level 6. You crack every game. You make all the right moves.
How do they do that?
Some days, you're just glad they invented this. All you're good for is watching telly.
How they do that?
is the best way not to get your license on the first try.
And this is the best way to get video games. Now get Sega Channel, over 70 hot games a month for your Genesis machine. No lines, no limits, no late fees, just unlimited play on your TV. Sega Channel, less than $15 a month. Call your cable company now. Sega Channel, the only way to get it is to get it.
It's here! Game Genie now for your Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, get more power, live forever on your Super NES. You can even turn Game Genie's power up and on as you play. So get up, get out, get it now! Game Genie now available for your Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Something incredible is happening that will give Sega Genesis even more power. Game Genie now works with your Sega Genesis system in most games, like Sonic the Hedgehog, Kid Chameleon, Toe Jam, and Earl. Game Genie for Sega Genesis.
Excellent.
Sponsored in part by Sega, makers of Genesis, color portable game gear, and Sega-CD, and the fastest, coolest video games ever.
Citizens living in the grip of fear. A justice system littered with criminals. The evil underworld of the city infesting the streets. It's time to take out the trash. In Sega's Adventures of Batman and Robin video game, vile villains are bent on trashing Gotham City. Fight through incredible 3D animation as Batman or Robin, or team up against the Joker and other vermin. The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
Sega!
Ooga Sega, Ooga Sega. It's Video Mania at Toys R Us. Bring me the newest Sega Genesis games. Bring me Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Jurassic Park.
Head to Toys R Us for over 750 of the newest, hottest video games.
Ooga Sega, Ooga.
Ooga Tooga.
Ooga Ooga. Video Mania, going on right now at Toys R Us.
Magneto has arrived. In X-Men 2, play the most mutant heroes, including Magneto. Only on Sega Genesis.
Sega's the best video games you can buy. Sega's excellent.
It's better than like Nintendo.
It's fantastic.
It's a rush. Ooh, Sonic. So fast.
So fun. Gotta beat the level, gotta beat the level.
Sega's way ahead.
Way more games in the competition. A lot of games.
In price, nothing could like even come close to it.
I won't spend for Super Nintendo anyways. If you're not playing these games, you're a giant loser.
Hey, do you really have to watch the rest of this stupid movie to see how it's gonna end? Here, take control.
Those aliens are masters of disguise.
Got the firepower, use it!
Not your typical video game, huh?
You call that shooting?
Better pay attention. Those aliens can look like anybody. Your brother, sister, anybody.
Hungry?
Ground Zero, Texas, only on Sega CD.
Isolated, detached. No one should have to play video games by themselves.
Hey, Tiny. I got something for you.
Fortunately, there's this new thing called the X-Band Video Game Network. It's the world's first video game network for your Genesis or Super Nintendo, and it can automatically match you to thousands of the most cutthroat video gamers in the country. All you gotta do is stick an X-Band video game modem into your Genesis or Super Nintendo. Plug in a phone cord. And in seconds, you'll be on the network. Once you're on, you can pick your own character and write your own codename and taunt. X-Band works with your favorite multiplayer games like Mortal Kombat 2, NBA Live 95, NHL 95, and tons more. And there's new games being added all the time. X-Band has all kinds of stuff. There's X-Mail, so you can receive and send messages to other players on the network or to people on the internet. And you can read our 2 online newspapers. There's Bandwidth, which is packed with gaming, music, sports, and entertainment info. And X-Band News, which keeps you up to date with what's happening on the network, like national player rankings and gaming news. There's even tournaments where you can win big money. To get automatically matched with an opponent, just select Challenge, and we'll find you someone to play against, no matter where they live. And after your game, you can even chat with your opponent in real time. Or if there's someone you want to get even with, you can select them from your player list and pick a fight with your all-time worst enemy. X-Band. You never know who you're going to get matched with. To get on the X-Band video game network, just pick up an X-Band modem wherever you buy video games. Then call 1-800-X4-X-BAND and sign up. And it's cheap. You can play locally for just $4.95 a month for 50 connections. And unlimited local play is only $9.95 a month. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Here's a list of new games coming this fall. So pick up an X-Band modem at Blockbuster Video. It's just $19.99 for the modem. Done! And we'll even throw in 4 free video game rentals. And if you call now, we'll even give you your first month on the network free.
To win, October 24th. Sega.
Some people are content to be entertained by simple one-color electronics. Somehow these people have just never heard of Game Gear, the multicolor portable from Sega with tons of new titles. Yeah, some people are like that. But then some people like to eat pickled pork lips. System and games sold separately.
Mysterious machine has appeared in homes across America.
32X. Redouble his power.
Whoa! Just stick it in your Genesis.
Alright, baby.
Can we see that again?
32X.
Let's go!
Increase the power of the unit. Increase the power of the unit 40 times.
Hey man, your set was stolen.
Dig up! Dig up!
For those who purchased something other than a Sega Genesis,
yeah, that's it.
our sincere condolences.
What a waste.
When you start with a Genesis, you can always add a Sega CD. And new Genesis 32X. Everything else is cold and stiff.
Burial or cremation?
Burn it.
Welcome to the next level.
The following contains subtitles for our non-funk speaking audience.
Yo, what up, dog? I'm here to drop some knowledge about my boys Toe Jam and who? Earl. The game's beat fresh. Bam! All that, boy. Yo, peep out my man DJ as he flex. And here go crazy Earl checking out the house in the hood. In other words, I highly recommend it. Take up!
Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron Game and Sega Genesis, each sold separately.
Sega Genesis.
Genesis. Absolutely Sega Genesis.
Do it, baby, what's your name?
It's gotta be Spider-Man.
Sega Genesis.
Definitely Strider.
Sega Genesis.
Go with Strider, Spider-Man, just two hot names of the games. Sega Genesis systems and games sold separately, available at these fine stores.
The designers of Sega's new World Series Baseball set up cameras to capture what it really feels like in a Major League box. Then made it so you can pick any Major League team in any ballpark and made it have all the players, even the guys riding a pine. So with Sega's new World Series Baseball, everything happens, well, more like it does in real life.
Sega
I'll tell you some old stories, Grandpa.
No way, dude! I'm having a most radically bodacious experience with this Sega Game Gear.
Remember old Bertie?
Wow! Check this atypical color screen, man. Filthy graphics and a free game. Wicked.
Oh, those were the days.
You could turn it into TV. Wow, excellent with headphones. Unreal! Party on!
Grandpa.
Hey, Scotty, what level are you at with these Sega games?
Wow!
Safari Hunt. Ghostbusters. Choplifter. Black Belt. Hang on.
Yeah! So, what level can you get to?
Look for Sega's Ghostbusters Great Volleyball and Shooting Gallery.
Hand me the sacred spice, Lieutenant.
Take it, but leave my ultravision goggles. I cannot survive without them.
So you want to live in a comic book?
Greetings, puny mortals.
Welcome to the Comic Zone. Slay fiendish villains that get drawn back in, page by page. You'll feel right at home.
From the darkness of the oven, the slain beast.
We will live another day.
Comic Zone, only for Sega Genesis. Comic Zone game cartridge and Sega Genesis, each sold separately.
He can run, there's no escape. He can hide, that's his fate. He can fight with all his might and never win. When good battles evil, the real game begins.
Me again. I was telling you about the computer that thinks it's a toy. Pico. It's from Sega. Sega! Its software is called Storyware. Turn the page. It changes right on your TV screen. See? While she's playing Winnie the Pooh, she's learning all about numbers. With Mickey's blast into the past, he's having fun with history. And while he's playing Magic Crayons, he's learning to animate his own cartoon show. Or maybe you'd rather your kid just watch TV.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do? And what if you don't have blast processing?
Genesis. Absolutely Sega Genesis. It's gotta be Spider-Man.
Sega Genesis.
Definitely Strider.
Sega Genesis.
Go with Strider, Spider-Man, just two hot names of the games. Sega Genesis systems and games sold separately, available at these fine stores.
Hey, there's an easier way to get color. Get a Game Gear, the full color portable with over 150 games, like the new Echo, Mortal 2, and Sonic Triple Trouble.
This is the story of Earthworm Jim video game. In outer space, a sweet evil cyclone lost the Queen cyberspace suit. Well, it smooshes. Bring that slimy Earthworm Jim, and blammo! He becomes a superpowered hero. He takes out that precious dog. Then that stupid worm goes onto the planet X. He even tries mucus spongy jumping.
And if that doesn't stop him, maybe the battle with Queen festering sweaty slug for a butt will. Earthworm Jim from Playmates.
If you had jalapenos and beans for every meal, you'd have an atomic butt blast too. Booger Man for Sega Genesis. Hey, boogers aren't his only weapon.
Wasn't me!
Sega challenges you with the ultimate video games. Games that'll blow you away, like Alex Kidd in Miracle World. And coming soon, Monopoly. Knockout games like Rocky. Gangster Town. A shift into more excitement with the arcade hit Outrun. Only on the Sega system. Sega, the challenge will always be there.
ウオンセガ、セガメガドライブ、ウオンセガ、セガメガドライブ、16ビットソフトシリーズが面白さぶっちぎりでドッカンとデビュー、ハマっちゃう。まずは10号機、グラフィックもキャラクターもグイッとリアルでこいつはぶっ飛ぶ SFX、 そしてスペースハリアー2、スーパーサンダーブレード。やっぱゲームは16ビットじゃないとつまんない。ようホンボイ。セガ
The largest and hottest library of 16-bit games plays on Sega Genesis, featuring Streets of Rage, the fighting game that'll knock your socks off, with 40 individually controllable attack moves, and a neighborhood crawling with punks, muggers, and urban slime. Streets of Rage, only on the 16-bit Genesis system from Sega.
I love the game. If I don't stop playing it, my wife is gonna kill me.
You're in this dark, nasty place? Pretty disgusting.
Now on 32X.
It makes me sweat.
Welcome to the world of doom. A hellish nightmare for the more real, the more intense world of Genesis 32X.
It takes my mind off work.
Just one of the astounding new games for the machine 6 times more powerful than 3DO.
Sega!
Got a Sega Genesis? Cool. Want to rule your friends for the rest of their pathetic little lives? Then call now to get hooked into Sega Channel. The coolest way to get your games. You'll get wicked new stuff that's only on Sega Channel. Up to 50 ripping games a month for less than 50 cents a day. So get a phone, get a parent, get them together. Because if you want Sega Channel, they've got to call. Get hooked in to Sega Channel.
Sega Channel.
Hear the sound razor-sharp adamantium claws make when they extract their revenge. They're here. Marvel's X-Men on Sega Genesis.
Get this! At school I found this magic lamp, and I wished for Disney's Aladdin for my Sega Genesis. It's like the movie! I got to battle sword-slashing thieves, and nasty palace guards, and ride a flying carpet. And I still have 2 more wishes. Prove it!
Sega Genesis and Disney's Aladdin game cartridge, each sold separately.
For those who purchased something other than a Sega Genesis.
Yeah, that's it.
Our sincere condolences.
What a waste.
When you start with a Genesis, you can always add a Sega CD. And new Genesis 32X. Everything else is cold and stiff.
Burial or cremation?
Burn it.
Welcome to the next level.
Shoot the tubes, dog meat.
There is no Nintendo CD. Understood?
It's the Sega Summer Sizzle. Buy a Sega Genesis system before July 1st and get a free powered bass converter. It lets you play over 120 Sega Master and Genesis games. You also get an extra Genesis game or 2 Sega Master games, up to an $80 value. Free. Wait, you already own a Genesis system? Buy 2 Genesis games and choose either the Power Base Converter, a 3rd Genesis game, or 2 Sega Master games. Free! It's summer, dudes. And this is hot.
When I play Terminator 2 with the Sega Menacer, I'm not afraid of deadly hunter killers, the indestructible T-1000, endless endoskeletons, the evil Skynet. Nothing.
Bobby! Come give your Aunt Bertha a big kiss.
Well, almost nothing.
There's never been a game like Sega Saturn's Knights. Never been a game that's allowed you to fly, fluid and free, in real-time 3D. Never, not anywhere. But especially not on that other system. Simply because, with only one processor, it doesn't have the power to do it. Fly, plaything, fly. You're not ready.
Sega!
Listen up. Sonic 2 is here with 10 levels and a fresh new half-pipe. A casino zone, his new buddy Tails, and blast processing, which makes him faster than ever. With awesome new graphics, the new split screen lets 2 play, and a spin dash that can be startling. I love doing that. New Sonic 2 for Sega Genesis and Game Gear, each sold separately.
We went to the big guy.
We laid the whole thing out for him.
We told him we had this great idea for a new game called Sonic and Knuckles.
It's Knuckles in his own game. Plus it has new technology.
Lock-on technology.
So you can play Knuckles in Sonic 2 and 3.
It's revolutionary.
He just laughed at us. So we sold the whole thing to Sega?
Who's laughing now? Batman!
Attention consumers. Certain portable gaming systems are being dressed up in order to distract the buyer from their ordinary one-color play. What could be next? Little flower print dresses? Black leather restraining devices? Fresh baked olive loaf? Don't be fooled. Get Sega Game Gear. Basic black on the outside. Hundreds of exciting full-color games radiating from the inside. And we promise no sleazy little get-ups that scream, "Hello, big boy." Get Game Gear. Sega!
Sega challenges you with the ultimate video game, the Sega Master System.
Hang on!
With more accurate control, more detailed graphics, more levels of play.
Awesome!
The Sega Master System comes with power-based 2 control pads, light phaser, and 2 great video games. Hang on and Safari Hunt.
Gotcha!
And with other games like Rambo, Outrun, and Choplifter, the excitement never stops. The Sega Master System. The challenge will always be there.
Does the world's most fun cartoon character in a hot new 16-bit game?
Genesis does.
Who does Disney animation as only a 16-bit video game can?
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
Who gives you $30 cash back when you buy a new Sega Genesis system?
Genesis does.
Buy a Sega Genesis system now and get $30 cash back.
Cool.
I heard Mac got a Sega Genesis. I heard Mac got a Sega Genesis.
Well, I guess one more is okay.
The Sega Genesis. Game cartridges sold separately.
Jackson's Moonwalker video game. Only on the Genesis system by Sega.
Hey! You still don't have a Sega CD? Huh? What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one? You have seen the games, right? Wrong answer, man. Show them! Want to see more?
Hey man, get portable. Get a Game Gear Supersonic Sports Pack. A color portable Game Gear, carrying case, and 2 hit games. Sonic 2, and the Majors Pro Baseball. Whoa, even save $50. The Game Gear Supersonic Sports Pack. You know who makes it.
Coffee? Tea?
At this very moment, you're being charged up to $10 more to play certain games on Super Nintendo than to play the same games on Sega Genesis. Games like Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam. Which is fine, really.
How could you let that happen?
That wasn't too bad, kid.
Pretend it's a game.
We are 5 years away from entering the 21st century. Humankind stands on the edge of the interactive age. You have come a long way. But are you ready for the future?
Introducing Sega Saturn. Aww. Hit it! Sega's next-generation gaming platform, revolutionary sports and arcade gameplay, all with amazing new 3D experiences never before possible on home game systems. Wow.
Sega Saturn. It's how you play the game. Go farther than you have ever gone before. Sega Saturn. Play your games in the 21st century and leave the rest of the world behind.
Welcome to the theater of the eye. 500,000 polygons a second.
Me.
16 million colors. Wreak some havoc in your head.
Oh!
Sega Saturn.
Welcome to the theater of the eye. Real sports.
Keep it down a little.
Real fast.
Optic nerve here. I am gonna need some help.
Real painful.
Sega Saturn.
Fighting Vipers in the Viper Theater. Fighting Vipers, the ultimate fighting game, only on Sega Saturn.
There are lots of good reasons to go with Sega Saturn instead of Pretendo. We call them games. Sega Saturn has tons of them. Pretendo has just a few. It does beg the question, do you want to play or twiddle your thumbs? Face it, Pretendo, you weren't worth waiting for. Let's compare Sega Saturn's games to games on Plaything. Sega has a long history of creating true arcade games. Plaything's maker has no such history. Sega Saturn gives you arcade graphics and gameplay that could only come from the power of 3 processors. Plaything has only one processor. Sorry, Plaything, you're not worthy. Sonic 3D blast has hit the mainland. The blue storm is moving unpredictably, spinning, smashing, gaining power as he tears along. If you should see an eerie gyration of light, move away. You may be witnessing
witnessing the blast attack. A force as cunning as it is destructive. Sonic 3D Blast is coming.
New Sonic 3D Blast for Sega Saturn and Sega Genesis.
Stay in your home.
There's never been a game like Sega Saturn's Nights. Never been a game that's allowed you to fly, fluid and free, in real-time 3D. Never, not anywhere. But especially not on that other system. Simply because, with only one processor, it doesn't have the power to do it. Fly, plaything, fly. You're not ready.
Sega! Who gives you raging arcade gameplay? Sega! Who gives you the most authentic sports games? Sega! Who gives you a game that lets you fly? Sega! And who gives you access to the internet on your TV? Sega! Play games, surf the net, only on Sega Saturn. Sega! Reload! Reload!
Only $2.99.
People, this is not a test. We are at DEFCON 5. Alpha Sector. Check. Tango Sector. Check. Delta Sector.
Only Sega Saturn has 3 32-bit processors.
Delta Sector!
3 processors mean better gameplay.
Delta Sector, you hear me?
Sony PlayStation only has 1.
3, 2, 1.
When you've got Sega Saturn, nothing else matters. Sega!
You could build a mansion with the bricks you're throwing.
I got mad skills, bro.
Straight butter, baby. I'll be going to the fat farm.
I seen your game on a milk carton.
It hurts to be so good.
NBA Action 98 on Saturn and PC. Sega. Hard stuff.
Hey, buddy. You okay?
NHL All-Star Hockey 98. Sega. Hard stuff.
Unit 7, do not attempt to enter premises. Wait for backup. Do you copy Unit 7? Unit 7?
Sonic R. Sega. Hard stuff.
サンタさん来るかな？来るかな？あ、サンタさん！わーい！サンタさん、スケボーちょうだい！私ぬいぐるみ！ちょうだいちょうだい！うわー！
セガサターンシロー！
瀬形三四郎からのプレゼント、三四郎ディスクもついている。
セガサタン
野球しようぜ。
オッケー。
行こう行こう。お前ら今日はやったよ。
任しとけ。
瀬形三四郎。
瀬形三四郎。
セガサタンしろ。
音速ハリネズミソニックのレースゲームソニック R。
セガサタン
セガタンセガタン
ボンバーマン。
超立体型で燃えまくれ。サターンボンバーマンファイト。
セガサタン
遊びの道に魂込めた一人の男が今日も行く。真面目に遊ばぬ奴らには体で覚えさせるぞ。セガタ三四郎セガタ三四郎セガサタン四郎とやセガタ
頭を使え。
頭を使う表裏一体頭脳ゲームソロクライシ
ス。セガサタン
セガタ三四郎セガタ三四郎セガサタン四郎
ホームラン。98年最新データでペナント詐欺通りグレイテストナイン98。
セガサタン
バクラさん。
誰かを好きにな
また会えたね。
待望の第2弾ドラマチックアドベンチャー桜大戦2。
セガサターン。
セガタ三四郎
古代名監督
誕生。世界初サッカー RPG 日本代表チームの監督になろう。
セガサターン。朝まで怒られるぜ。セガタ三四郎。
はあほらほら
瀬形三四郎。
セガサタンしろ。
3つのドラマの RPG シャイニングフォース3。
セガサタン
セガタ三四郎セガタ三四郎セガサタン四郎
アゼル。
伝説のドラゴンと共に戦いの旅へ。パンツァードラグーン RPG アーゼル。
セガサタン
人命救助ソニックチーム最新作近未来レスキューアクションバーニングレンジャー。
セガサタン
セガタ三四郎セガサタン四郎
冬こそ燃えろ。今年の冬を制覇しろ。ウィンターヒート。
セガサタン
セガタ三四郎セガサタン
こいつは人間じゃねえ。ゾンビは10年でザ・ハウス・オブ・ザ・デッド。セガサタン海のフォロー。
寄生するウイルス、逃げ場のない絶望、深海ホラーサスペンス、ディープフィア。
セガサタン
セガタゲームチャート。
チーム度満点。
蒸気を動力源とする近未来。これが世紀末スチームパンクワールド。超大作シミュレーション RPG バッケンローダー。セガだ。
選手になってフランスでかワールドカップ98フランス。セガサタン。
楽しいゲームをありがとう野茂君。
セガタ三四郎、セガタ三四郎、セガタみんなで戦い。
ゴチャキャラバトルで戦いに勝つシミュレーション RPG ドラゴンフォース2。セガサ
あとはドリームキャストの発売を待つばかりだ。
セガタ三四郎は君たちの心に。真剣遊戯セガサターン。
魂込めた一人の男が今日も行く。真面目に遊ばぬ奴らには体で覚えさせるぞ。